brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, at Heinz Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Steelers will be kicking off. Number 10, waiting to return.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15.
Kickoff now to the touchdown.
Here we go! Red 38! Red 38! Back! 25! Check 25!
Perfect here, first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, we are...
And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect
No
him.
one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Three down.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Roethlisberger. And they get to him with the pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Set! White 80!
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he'll be taken down at the 34. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Corner! Right there. 54, right there.
Now Ben, 3rd and long.
They're running it.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to get a really good ball against the zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. So the Patriots coming out now. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just recoup with a score here, right?
They'll be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
Deshaun Gibson there on the tackle.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Double tight. 4 down. Flex round. Hot.
To throw on 2nd down. Warner.
Slam.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Baby.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will.
Now Warner, he gets it to James White. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season just about every position, nobody's really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot, because I think this team is looking for a new
You don't want no
quarterback.
problem. You don't want no problems with me. No spacing. Double tight.
Off the play fake. Here's Pittsburgh. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Derek Rivers in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked.
Let's go
Don't
now.
need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
Set. White 80.
Check Mike 54. Mike 50.
Kings.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And the 2015 first-round pick, Malcolm Brown, brings it down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing
Black.
Down on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. And it's brought in by Washington. And a nice gain of 21 yards. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
Hey, boys, we got 4 down. Check.
And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down.
Let's go.
A very solid gain on that play.
Strong right. 4 down.
Switch.
Show that bench release and go.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. Outside taken in by Washington. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it.
A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Mike's 54.
First carry for JayjNashty. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Tight right.
Ready? 180.
Second down, Roethlisberger. He's going to drop that off to his running back, Cohen. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
2 times.
Big.
Hey. 4 down.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Vance McDonald, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. The Steelers. And his kick is no good. It's an early miss, and see if that has any ramifications later as the afternoon wears on. Let's go on now to kick this one away. Sails over the inline. And the Patriots gearing up to go now. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
4 down.
Watch 80. He likes to
He's got a little damage. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line pre-game. Get used to the ground shaking with those big behemoths starting to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Even. 4 down. Even. Let's go. White 90. White 90.
Check in. Out.
And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They're trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here we go.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
That is right.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to him.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. Blind squirrel finding a nutter is something they can build on.
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside on the 30-yard line. And the Steelers set to take the field. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at the 34.
To the right. Move. Hey. Hey, we are wide.
That's Roethlisberger. And just shutting him off there. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. And connection number 1 there on the game. Roethlisberger to Boney Tony. Antonio Brown, that's what his high school teammates used to call him.
I wonder what they would call him now.
More muscular, more successful Boney Tony Brown.
Four
I'd
down.
say you're probably right. It may be all of that. They'll still call him Boney Tony. But Ben Roethlisberger calls him my number 1 target.
Mike, 53. 53. Mike.
They run. This is Cohen. And an alley to run. The 20. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are going out into the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense. Point as he gets this one to go. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead.